Hello and welcome to another KitPlus show supported by Mediaproxy. Today we're talking all about KVM. It's a subject we've covered many times for many applications on the show, from a point-to-point scenario, matrix application, or simple KVM console draw for a rack room.
Yeah, today we're speaking with Chris Smeeton from Argosy about their partnerships. Hi Chris, welcome back to the show. Good to see you again.
Good to see you both. Thanks for having me.
So Chris, Argosy, you're known as a cable company. KVM is known for reducing cables. So what's the thinking behind adding KVM to your books?
Well, KVM, you're right. I mean, any of these active devices that put content onto network, you think that would reduce cabling. Devices like KVM make broadcasters more efficient, and then we don't find that efficiency ends up making them smaller. They tend to grow and be bigger and add channels on and add other services. So in those other areas, we supply even more cables. So in one sense, yeah, I guess KVM does reduce cabling, but it does help broadcasters become efficient and grow. And there's obviously data center environments which support that in the cloud. And then there's opportunities for a company like Argosy in those areas.
Yeah, let's go through some of the key benefits of KVM. Efficiency is one of them. Is there anything more we can home in on?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally you would use a KVM to remote a workstation from maybe a studio floor. So if you were doing filming, you want that PC to be in a remote area where all the heat and the noise is in a controlled environment. So that was obviously the initial area when Argosy was brought in to start working with broadcasters. Obviously, it's developed since then. There's sort of matrix solutions, so it's not just point-to-point piece of equipment to piece of equipment. It's allowing a single user to operate multiple PCs, or even multiple users to operate a single PC. So you have a real scaling up and flexibility of the systems.
Yeah, I mean, KVM has been around for a very long time, isn't it? But recently, it really has evolved in the broadcast industry. Is this something that has come to Argosy fairly recently, or have you been working with KVM Solutions for a while now?
No, probably since the early 2000s. Initially, I guess broadcast was slow in adopting PC into its traditional sort of engineering remit. Industries such as IT and military and medical were probably using very PC heavy before we were. But we started to see in the early 2000s some of the post houses in London, the facility houses, starting to put graphic system editing systems in. And they were, again, looking to remote those into areas where they could control the heat and the noise and all of that. So we started in the early 2000s. Then we added in some console draws, so a KVM within a 1U sort of rack mount, a drawer which has a screen built in and a keyboard built in. If you think of a traditional sort of broadcast MCR, the cost of the architecture within that, the real estate value is quite high. So to be able to have a screen, a keyboard, and a mouse in a 1U space offered them a huge saving. And then obviously from that, we found that engineers could monitor multiple pieces of equipment from a single point. And then it's really grown from that over time as we've added different solutions in. So it's probably brought us into project discussions at an earlier stage. And we've ended up supplying matrix solutions. And then obviously with IP, we're now having IP capable KVMs, KVMs which can control PCs over huge distances across fiber. So yeah, it's really grown over time. I mean, initially I would say certainly post-production, art houses, galleries, that sort of thing, where people were looking for an immersive experience for the user, but the kit somewhere else. But it's definitely changed.
And we know that there are choices out there. There's a variety of solutions. There's a variety of manufacturers. Tell us a bit more about your offering, I guess. What can I come to you? Who can I come to you to buy?
We've tried to sort of cover the whole spectrum, really. So if you've got a very simple solution, you want to remote one workstation, we can manage that with a very simple device. And that can be done with just structured cable Cat6. If you wanted that device to be further away, maybe a couple of kilometers, we can do that with a KVM, which has a fiber link. Again, say if we want somebody to control multiple PCs from a single standpoint, or give multiple people the capability to have access to multiple machines, we can do that with slightly different by creating a matrix solution. And then I say, if somebody has a legacy system, but they have staff working in a remote location, then they can actually use a gateway product, like a piece of software, to get in and monitor and manage that that hardware from that remote location.
Right.
So again, that helps the broadcaster. They're not having to refresh all their tech quite so quickly. If they've got an existing KVM solution in there, they can buy a new system, link it in through the gateway, through the IP network, and then control and manage their workstations from there.
So, I mean, over the past year or so, Chris, we've spoken to Ada, Gunterman Drunk, KVM Tech, Blackbox. There's a whole plethora of manufacturers out there. Are you have you got a relationship with one specific manufacturer, or do you look at what the client needs and then you go out to the market and see which one can serve the needs best?
Yeah, it's very much driven by the customer. For us, originally we dealt with a company called Amulet Hotkey, which were quite basic models in their day, and then we moved up looking at Fujitsu for the keyboard and console drawers. We then added a partner in called A10, who I think are actually the biggest KVM manufacturer in the world. They do a very broad range of products, which gave us a number of different solutions. We then started working, funny enough, with KVM Tech, the Austrian company, very good company, some really unique, innovative products. And again, that gave us the opportunity to start working with those customers who are looking for matrix solutions, who really want to do some IP stuff. And then more recently, actually, we've added Gunterman and Drunk on board. So we've got a whole range of solutions, whether you want a simple, low-cost solution for a point-to-point, or a very, very high-end, almost military spec product from someone like G&D. So yeah, we can cover you whatever you need.
Fantastic. And remind us the website that people come to come find out more?
We're actually about to launch a new website, but it will be under our existing address, which is argosy.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in to tell us all about your KVM solutions. Check out that website, and thanks to Mediaproxy for their support of KitPlus TV. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and do check out the website, the podcast versions of these shows if you're on the move. KitPlus.com/podcast. See you next time.